Hey y'all, today we're doing the dramatic smoky smudge liner look. I have Jastyn, of course, today, but she locked down so we can get to work. So, of course, I start with the eyebrows as usual. I'm going to do a little bit more of a dramatic arch, not too much. We're starting with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony. This is my go-to color. If I'm dyeing my hair, I might go like one shade lighter, but most of the time I just use less products. I love this. I've been buying it for 2 years and I think I'm going to continue. So of course you start underneath and you just draw the outline of the brow, and then you build up towards the center to create the downward part of the arch, and then you do gentle flicks upward to create hair-like strokes. But you guys have seen this already, so I'm going to speed this thing up. Also, everybody's brow is different. Follow your brow. You might see what I'm doing here, but your brow might not look like that, so you need to do exactly what your brow looks like. As usual, Jastyn is trying to get in the camera, but sorry sis, she can't today. And yeah, brows are not identical. They never will be. You can do your best to get them to look as close as possible because, I mean, if you do it right, nobody's gonna notice it. I mean, I don't even really notice at this point anymore, but they are always sisters. They are never twins. Okay, now we are done with that. So, like I told you guys last week, because I'm dramatic, I put a little bit of matte black shadow at the edges of my brow to make it sharper. You do not have to do this to accomplish that. I just have very sparse hair at the end of my brow, so it's easier to go in with a darker shade to cover up the lack of hair. So I'm gonna try this Black Radiance Duo. It's like a lighter color, like a honey, and like a darker color. Yeah, Jastyn stuck her finger in there, so I'm trying this for the first time under my brows to see how I like it. It's not really showing up. Maybe I didn't use enough. No, not a fan. So it doesn't really have good coverage, and the color is kind of weird. It's kind of like washed out. So we're gonna go back with Old Faithful, our Black Opal Honey concealer stick, excuse me. And we're gonna start dancing because Jastyn runs the show over here. If you guys have any recommendations about concealers, let me know. I'm willing to try new stuff. So we're going in with the flat buffer brush to just blend it out. This buffer is from Juvia's Place. It's my go-to to get any concealer or foundation together and keep it smooth. So now we're going back in with the Black Opal Honey concealer stick, and I'm going to use this as my eyeshadow primer. I do not use eyeshadow primer. I know it's strange. I don't use it, I think, because I'm lazy. I don't know. I've tried, just didn't like it. Maybe it's because of the color shift and more. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. So I'm going to have a blender brush a precision brush, and a flat brush to complete the eyeshadow portion. So this is a smudge liner look, but we're not going to use any liner, you guys. So I'm using the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette with their black shade. That's how we're going to do the smudge liner. So I just took like a lighter brown and I'm putting it in my crease for definition and depth. You can choose any brown color that you have. I kind of switch it up. I use like 3 or 4 different ones depending on my mood or what I'm looking for. So I use a precision brush to put it in the crease, and now I'm blending it out with the blender brush. And then I take this black shade, and you have to be really careful with this using the flat brush. You pack it down as if you're building up like a liquid liner. And because it's eyeshadow and it's a flat brush, you don't really have much control, I guess, or precision, as I should say. But I don't use other brushes to complete this because they don't evenly pack the shadow. So you got to be real careful with this if you're going to try it. You can always, clean up the edges with concealer after the fact, but it's for cleanup. It's not for like, oh, I got eyeshadow all over my cheek. Now I'm just going to swipe this. So it went pretty well for the first eye. We'll see what the second eye does. That's Jastyn, in case you're wondering. She comes in and she's a force to be reckoned with. So now I'm a little bit more confident with the second eye. As you can see, I'm moving a little faster. It's easier on the eyelid itself because, of course, you're just following the line of your eyelid. But for the wing, it's a little bit harder because you have to create that. So I'm slowing down a bit when I get there. So now I'm taking a smudger brush, also from Juvia's Place, and I'm just smudging the lines out. Do not do too much smudging because 1, you might not like how it looks, and 2, remember, it's supposed to still be clean, but just, a little dramatic. So now I'm cleaning up with the concealer brush. I did not put any more concealer on it because you don't want to have to clean up like a whole new batch of concealer. So now, I'm going back in with my LA Pro concealer, and again, mind your business. I need a new one, but it's still enough product in there. Thank you. So I'm going in with this to, help with my redness and my dark spots on my face. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to put my highlight concealer on top. It helps me, it helps the concealer stay better, and it helps it last longer, I've noticed. So Jastyn is gone, and she spit on my dress. So again, mind your business. So I'm just buffing this out with my flat buffer brush. You don't have to, as I said in the last video, when you're doing concealer and stuff, you should kind of pat, not brush it. But because this is just for like an underlayer of support, I'm just brushing it off. All right. So even though this is the under concealer, it's blending pretty well. So I love this brush. It almost looks as if it's going to be my highlight, but it's not because I'm dramatic. So now I'm smudging the top of the eyeshadow because I want to be super dramatic and I want to see the fact that it's smudged. You can't really see it here, but when I post a picture, you'll be able to see it. So now we're going in with the highlight of choice. That is the Black Opal Honey Concealer Stick that I was talking about earlier. You go in, do your cheeks, your your nose, your lips, under your chin. I don't do my forehead because I use more of my contour color on my forehead because I just don't like my forehead to be, I don't know, it gives me shiny vibes and I'm not here for it. So we're going back in with the flat buffer brush. And remember, when you're doing your actual highlight, you're patting in like a downward motion to make sure that you're not getting rid of any of the product. And make sure you bring the highlight all the way out past your like liner and your eyebrow and everything so that it will create a consistent line. Because if you just stop it right there at your eyeshadow, you'll see it'll look like, I don't know, I call it the shadow. It looks like you just don't have anything else there. And it also makes the contour more dramatic, and I'm all for the dramatic contour, okay? I probably sound kind of gross, but you know, I do this early in the morning, so y'all either get cute voice or you get this, but y'all get the point of the tutorial. So now we're going in with our e.l.f. HD powder. I started using this last week and I like it. It takes a while to build it up to do the setting, so that's a little bit irritating, but the finished result is good enough for me. They give you like the little powder pad thing to go in there with it, and in idea it makes sense, but it doesn't work. So now we have Black Opal foundation stick in the color Carob. I believe it's their darkest color. It looks really dark, but once you blend it in, I feel like it's like magic, because when I blend it in, it doesn't look as dark as it does when I'm putting it on. So now we're doing the flat buffer brush, and we're just pushing it up into the skin. And as you can see, like as I'm pushing it up, the darkness is going away. But it gives a lot of depth. That's why I choose this color. And then I choose a bronzer that is slightly lighter than the foundation so that it gives me depth and I still get that warm contour. Yes, that's starting to look nice. You know how like when you're doing your makeup and you like start to look crazy? But I feel like this is coming together and I don't look like a serial killer. It's great. So I'm just doing this around my jawbone. Make sure that you push downward because you want it to blend into your neck. Just in case you're a little bit off with color, you want it to blend down. So now we're taking the Juvia's Place powder brush and we're swiping away that set. Look at how clean that is, you guys. I didn't even have to brush it off that much. So yeah, I like the results of the HD powder. Again, if you get it, it will take you a while to build up the set, but it does the job. So now I'm going in with my Black Radiance bronzer. And I'm going to use my round buffer brush, also from Juvia's Place. And I'm going to push that up into my skin on top of the contour that I use. And as you can see, like my cheek is getting really warm, which is the goal, because I have like a cooler undertone. So I always use like a warmer bronzer and foundation and stuff because I don't want to look washed out, which is easy if I use my correct undertone colors. I know that's probably not makeup etiquette, but girl, bye. So now I'm taking my fan brush and my Milani strobe light highlighter. This is my fave. I've been using this. This one is another product that I just keep buying and rebuying. I probably should try something else because maybe I'll like something else. But here we are. So now I'm using the e.l.f. blush palette. I'm going to try a pink color. Not that one. I'm going to try this one. It's like a peachy pink. And I'm only going to use a little bit because me and blush, we just don't have a good relationship. Sometimes I be doing it wrong. And we don't want you to look like a clown lady, so less is always more, right? I guess it's kind of cute. So we're going back in with the flat buffer brush just to make sure that nothing is overpowering the next thing. Make sure everything's blended in. And I put my eyelashes off camera because So above my eyelash line, I am packing some more black shadow, just as you would, put more liner to make sure that the lash band is covered. I'm using an old lipstick of mine. It's the MAC Antique Velvet. It's like I wouldn't call it a matte lipstick, but it's like close. It's not like shiny like regular lipstick. This is like a brown. I haven't used it in a while because it kind of gives me like media vibes, but with like a brown undertone. So it's like, why don't I just wear my media lipstick? But I'm doing it today because I like how it goes with my eyes. Lipstick on my bottom lip is always like a difficult thing for me. I don't know why. I could be, OCD or whatever, but I feel like I always mess up my lower lip. Upper lip, no issues whatsoever. So I'm just going in with that LA Girl concealer just to spot check where I feel like I need some cleanup. And make sure that you use the concealer brush to blend it out before you start like brushing it away. Help yourself as much as you can. Because you don't want that like ghost glow around your lips either, because it'll look like you ashy. And that's not cute. So now I'm taking my Sephora Blackest Black cream liner. And I'm going to do my waterline with that. I love this eyeliner because it is a cream liner, which is easy to maneuver, and it's really black, but it also comes with the smudger on the other end. So not only can I do my eyeshadow, but I can automatically smudge it without having to get another brush. So that's makes my life easy. So now that I'm done with the eyeliner, I'm going to go in with that smudger I talked about and just smudge it out. I don't like straight up eyeliner in the waterline. I think that it's one of those things that being too precise is just not cute. So I always smudge it. Every time I use under eyeliner, always smudge it. And then I use, what do you call it? Either I put in like an eyeshadow color underneath, or I just, drag it with the mascara. So now I'm going in with the mascara just to finish up. And yes, I make the crazy face when I do mascara. I guess one day I'll fix it, probably not. So just take it as I am. So now we're doing last looks. What do you guys think? Thank you for tuning in. See you guys later.